Once, there was a beggar living at a railway station in a city. He used to beg from the passengers traveling on trains, hoping to fill his stomach. One day, while he was begging, a tall man, dressed in a suit, passed by. The beggar thought that this man must be rich, and that if he begged from him, he would surely get some good money. So the beggar started asking him for alms. The tall man, upon seeing the beggar, said, "You always keep asking, but have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am a beggar. I keep asking from others because I cannot give anything. I do not have the ability to give anything." The tall man said, "If you can't give anything, then you have no right to ask. I am a businessman, and I believe in give and take. Only if you have something to give me, can I give you something in return." With these words, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar was left thinking about what the tall man had said. The words echoed in his heart, and he began to ponder that maybe the reason he did not get enough alms was because he had nothing to give in return. But he thought, "I am a beggar, how can I give anything to anyone? But how long can I keep asking without giving anything in return?" After thinking for a long time, the beggar decided that from now on, he would give something to those who gave him alms. But the question still lingered in his mind. Since he was a beggar, what could he give in return? He spent 2 days thinking about it, but could not come up with an answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he noticed some flowers blooming on the plants around the station. An idea struck him. He thought, "Why not give flowers in return for the alms I receive?" He liked this thought and plucked some flowers from the plants. Now, whenever someone gave him alms, the beggar would offer them a flower in return. People were delighted by the flowers and would keep them. The beggar continued this practice every day, plucking flowers and handing them out in exchange for alms. Soon, he realized that more and more people started giving him alms. He would pick flowers from all around the station, and as long as he had flowers, he would receive alms. However, once the flowers were finished, no one would give him anything. One day, while begging again, he saw the same tall man from before sitting in a train. This man was the reason the beggar had started giving flowers in return for alms. The beggar quickly rushed to him and said, "Today, I have some flowers to give you. Please give me alms, and I will give you a flower in return." The tall man smiled and gave him some money, and the beggar gave him a flower in return. "Today you have become a businessman just like me." The beggar, upon hearing this, once again thought deeply about the words of the tall man. They sank deep into his heart, and he began to feel that he had found the key to success, the key that could change his life. His eyes started to shine with excitement. He felt that he could now change his life. Overwhelmed with joy, he stepped down from the train, looked up at the sky, and loudly proclaimed, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich too." People around him saw this and thought that the beggar had gone mad. The next day, he was not seen at the station. However, 6 months later, 2 men dressed in suits were traveling together on a train. One of them recognized the other and said, "Do you remember me?" The other replied, "No, I think this is our first time meeting." The first man smiled and said, "No, we have met before, 2 times in fact. The first time you told me what I should do with my life, and the second time you told me who I really am." The second man smiled, surprised, and said, "Oh, now I remember. You are the beggar I refused to give alms to the first time, and the second time I bought some flowers from you. But now, why are you dressed in a suit, and where are you going?" The first man replied, "Yes, I am the same beggar, but today I am a big flower trader, and I am going to another city for my business." After a brief pause, he continued, "You once taught me the principle of nature. We only receive when we give. This principle really works. I have understood it deeply. But all my life, I considered myself a beggar, and I never thought of anything beyond that. When you first told me that I was a businessman, I didn't understand it, but now I do. I realized that the people weren't giving me alms. They were paying for the flowers I gave them. They were buying flowers from me because they couldn't get such inexpensive flowers anywhere else." He continued, "I was a small businessman in their eyes, but in my own eyes, I was still a beggar. When I realized that I was a businessman, I started thinking big. With the money I earned from selling flowers, I bought even more flowers and became a big flower trader. The people here love flowers, and their demand has made me successful." Both men were happy now, and as they got off the train at the station, they continued talking about their businesses. They walked away, both successful in their own ways. Moral of the story: this story teaches us the importance of the give and take principle. The tall businessman knew this rule of life. which many successful people follow. When the beggar adopted this rule and changed his mindset, his life transformed. The story emphasizes that success lies in our thinking. If we continue to think small, we remain small. To grow, we need to change our thinking and believe in our potential. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and feel free to share any ideas for future videos.